Wildlife rehabilitators call this time of year baby season. Thousands of baby birds, raccoons, and other animals find themselves needing care, except one type of animal for whom it's the mothers who most often find themselves in danger: turtles. News 12's Brian Donahue visited the Mercer County Wildlife Center in Titusville to see some crotchety patients.
A new arrival at the Mercer County Wildlife Center. A 30-pound snapping turtle that was hit by a car, cracking its shell. Picking these guys up scares the heck out of me. It's a common sight in Jersey this time of year, a snapping turtle in the yard or walking across the road. I spoke with 3 animal control officers this week who told me they're extremely busy with snapper calls this time of year. The turtles emerge from the ponds where they live to lay their eggs, wind up in yards and places where we humans often don't know what to do about them. Diane Nickerson, director of the county-run facility, says the best thing to do, nothing.
If you see them, just leave them alone. They're not going to bother you. They're trying to do what they've been doing for millions of years, lay their eggs. Once their eggs are laid, they'll go back to the water. They don't return to care for their young. The eggs will hatch in about 45 days, and the young will find their way to the water as well. Nobody needs your help. They all know how to handle it.
These turtles' name is no accident. They can take off a finger. The only time you might want to go near one is to get it off the road. Always move turtles in the direction in which they're headed, and only pick up a snapping turtle from the back of its top shell.
Don't ever pick them up by their tail. That'll fracture their spine. That's kind of like something the old wives' tales and farmers used to do, is pick them up by their tails to move them.
Nickerson showed me around to the center's shell shack, where about a half-dozen snapping turtles are recovering from injuries, along with many eastern box turtles and other species of turtle. Each one is x-rayed when it's brought in for injuries and to see if they're carrying eggs. Wow, that's completely fascinating.
So that's really something cool that we do with all the turtles that come in this time of the year that have been hit by cars. Most of them are females because they're out laying eggs.
If they lay eggs, they're buried in this sandy spot to incubate, and the babies are returned to the wild when they hatch. Snapping turtles live about 40 years. Some have lived as long as 100. Every pond seems to have that one giant ancient snapping turtle that just seems to own the place. I've never been a fan of these big, ugly hulks. But the older I get, the more I appreciate the snapping turtle and kind of relate with it more and more. Wise yet cranky souls who really, more than anything, just want to be left alone. I'm Brian Donahue. That's Positively New Jersey.
Yo, Brian, being a mother myself, cranky, crotchety, big hulks, really? Just leave us alone. We get tired for what we have to do. Just as turtles move slowly, they also heal more slowly than other animals, and I'm talking about the healing process. Most will spend the summer at the center before being released in the fall.